Hi everybody, it's Miss Hyler, a first grade teacher from John T. White. I miss all of you and I hope that you're doing well and that you're staying safe and healthy during this time. This week in math we're going to be talking a lot about place value and reviewing place value for numbers 1 all the way to 120. So when we do place value at school and we're working on that concept, we usually use some of these things. I'm sure you will recognize these, right? Okay, this one, which is worth 100, is called a flat. This one worth 10 is called a rod. And then this little one, which is only worth 1, is called a unit. Okay, so we have flats, rods, and units. Okay, so 10 of these units put together makes up 1 rod, and 10 of these rods put together makes up 1 flat. Okay, so these are really helpful tools when we're breaking down numbers or putting numbers together and we're learning about place value and how much numbers are worth. And I know most of you probably don't have your own rods, units, and flats at your house, and that's perfectly okay. But in this short video, I'm just going to walk you through how you can make your own rods, flats, and units so that for different activities that we do throughout this week, you will have your own manipulatives that you can move around on the table and that you can practice with, okay? So before we start, I need you to go grab a couple of things so that you can make them with me. You need to go grab one piece of paper, one pencil, and a pair of scissors. Okay? Now if you don't have scissors at your house, you can fold the paper back and forth lots of times and then very carefully rip it, but that's obviously not ideal. So if you have a pair of scissors or you can get your hands on a pair, this is definitely going to be a better choice for you. If you need to pause the video right now while you go grab the paper, the pencil, and the scissors, you can feel free to pause the video and then come back so we can get started. So the first thing we'll make is the flat, because it's the biggest one, so it'll be the easiest one to make. Basically, we all can see what shape is a flat. It's a square, right? So on your paper, you're going to cut out about 1/4 of the paper in the shape of a square, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay if one of the sides is a little bit curvy, right? You're just using this to know that it is for 100. It represents 100. It doesn't matter if it looks exactly like it or not, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out a square here in the bottom corner of my paper. Okay, just like that, nice and easy. Okay, and then I am going to go ahead and draw lines on here to make 100 little tiny units because I know that this is supposed to represent 100. See how all these lines on here, there's 10 going down and then there's 10 going across. When you have 10 and 10 together like that, you have 100. So I'm going to take this, and I'm not going to worry about them being perfectly straight lines or all of this columns being exactly even. It doesn't matter, right? We're just making sure that we have a piece of paper, an object that we can use to represent 100. It's okay if it's not perfect. So I'm going to draw 10 lines going down. Okay, and now it looks like that. And now I'm going to draw 10 lines going the other way, across. Okay, so now this is my flat. It is worth 100, right? 1 flat. You only have to make 1 flat to do our activities this week, okay? So just make one kind of looking like this. If you need to pause again, totally fine. Take your time, make it nice and pretty. And then we'll move on and we will make some rods, okay? Remember, rods are worth 10, and they aren't a square, right? These are more like a really long and skinny rectangle. So we're going to get our piece of paper again, and we need to make 9 rods, okay? We don't have to make any more, okay, but we might be in trouble if we don't make at least 9, right? So we do need 9. So this other part of my paper right here, I already cut out this corner for the flat. I'm going to cut straight across here in this remaining part of the paper, okay, just like that. And now I'm going to cut out 10 long, skinny, rectangular rods from this little piece of paper, okay? You don't want to make them too skinny or I might lose them or I might not have room to write on them. But skinny, much skinnier than the flat I made, right? So I'm going to make them like this skinny. There's one rod. I'm going to make 10. Sorry, I'm going to make 9, not 10. Miss Heiler misspoke there. And if I don't have enough paper on that little square I cut out, I can use more of the paper that I still have left. I still need to make 2 more, so I'm going to cut out 2 more rods like that. And then when I have my group of 9 rods, I'm going to have them all like this, right? And I bet you can guess what we're going to do with the pencil, right? We're going to draw not 100 boxes, right? We're not going to make it like a grid like this because a rod only has 10, okay? Just like that. So I'm going to draw 10 lines or 10 boxes on each of my rods. And there we have it. There's a rod, right? And now if you need to pause the video, please pause, take your time, and you're going to draw the 10 boxes on each one of the rods that you cut out. So you'll have 9 rods, 1 flat, and then you know what's last? Units. So just like the rods, we only need 9 of these units. We don't need any more, okay? Now I don't want you to lose the units that you make because I know they're kind of tiny, so if you need to make them a little bit bigger than normal, that's totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and cut out a little chunk of my paper, and I'm just going to cut out little squares, but not so small that I lose them, right? I'm going to make mine kind of like this size. Okay, so big enough that I know I won't lose them and I can keep track of them, but not so small, but not so big that I think that they're a rod. They're definitely smaller than my rod, right? So I know this is the rod worth 10 and this is a unit worth 1. I can see the difference. Okay, and you're going to cut out 9 of these units. So you should have 1 flat, 9 rods, and 9 units, and that will be more than enough materials for you to do the work with us this week. So go ahead and make your math manipulatives, and then once you're done, you can go on to the next video I have going through the first activity for this week, practicing with place value and using the manipulatives that you just made out of paper. Thanks y'all for watching. I'll see you in the next video.